Hi, I'm Kat, and today's video is going to be a little bit different because, as you can see, I'm in front of my bookshelves, and that's because I'm going to do a tag, or a challenge, really. So, I have the questions written here because it'll be easier, and what I'm going to do is the tag created by JessetheReader about how well I know my books and my bookshelf. He did this, I think, a year ago, but I saw Hannah from A Clockwork Reader do this recently, and since I now have a channel, I thought it would be great fun to do that challenge and see how well I actually know my books. So I hope you enjoyed this, and let's get started. How this works is that I'll have to number my shelves, and I'll have to number all of my books, and then using a number generator, because I didn't ask for numbers for this video, I'll have to answer these questions about the book that I land on. So the numbers I have is shelf 3 and book 15. So let's do that. So the first question is, without looking at the description, what is the book about? This one is really easy because I think the synopsis has been drilled into my brain from watching book 2 so much. So this is Anne and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins, and this is about a girl, I think she is American, and she goes to study abroad in Paris. First one, check. Now we have shelf 4, 68. The next question is, without looking it up, what is the genre of this book? So, the book that I landed on is City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare, one of my favorites. And this book, what genre? This is urban fantasy. Next number is shelf 1, book 14. And I'm glad I looked at the sheet first because some of these questions you need to answer before you take the book out. And in this case, the question is, without looking at the book, tell us what is on the cover. So let me find the book first and then I'll tell you. Oh, okay. So, I'm not looking, but I've picked this book up recently. So the book is Lessons in Stoicism by John Sellers. And this book has a kind of geometric design. I would say it reminds me of a sunset, and the cover in itself is white, but then we have some orange and yellow tones. I was right. It kind of looks like a beach. You have the sand, you have the ocean, and then you have a sunset. So that's the book. Next question. This looks like a test. I love this. Without looking it up, what is the main character's name? Ooh, depending on when I read this book, this will be an interesting question for sure. So let's see what number I land on. Shelf 5. Oh, good. So this one, very easy access. And let's see what number book. 48. Okay. As you saw, I had to rearrange something, so this is going to be a workout. And number 48 is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. I was not anticipating this, but I was a bit scared that it would happen because I don't remember. Let me think. It's not John. Oh my god, I've heard Jesse the Reader talk about this book so much. What is this guy's name? God damn it. It's not John. I know it's not John. My brain is telling like, John, it's not John. But he has like a fairly normal name, right? What is your name? Jacob. Well, I didn't get that point. Next question is, without looking, name a side character. Well, if I don't know the main character, the side character is sure going to be interesting. So shelf number 4. Oh, okay. So my chances have already improved because this is my Cassandra Clare shelf, who is one of my favorite authors, who I tend to know all the characters for. So maybe I got this. Maybe I got this. Okay. Book number 58. I'll get on to it. Number 58. This is, yeah, side character. So this is Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu's The Red Scrolls of Magic, and name a side character. Raphael. He's a side character. I know the main side character, but I don't remember her name. So let's go with Raphael because he is in here somewhere. I don't remember the other character. Oh, my brain is failing me. Oh, this one. Guess how many pages the book has without looking, obviously. So this will be interesting for sure. Shelf number 3. So that one over there. Number 48. I mean, yes, sure, number 48, but we could deal with the lower numbers so I don't have to rearrange everything on my shelf. Please. This is The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. Is that how you say her name? I think so. And guess how many pages the book has without looking. Now, this looks like an average sort of paperback. So I would say 345. Let's go for that. 345. I'm not that wrong. The book is 361. I was not that far off. Without looking it up, what rating did you give this book? So, number 25 is The Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo. I love this book. It's beautiful. Let me think. This is it's a fairy tale book. And I do remember that I loved most of them. I don't know if I gave it a full 5 stars or 4 stars. But I'm going to say I give it 5, I think. Let's check Goodreads to make sure. I gave it 4. Without looking, where does this book take place? This is when things are going to start getting interesting because those are usually details that I forget. Oh, this is going to be interesting because 2 is my unread shelf. All the other ones I've read. This will be interesting to see. Number 41. Let's see where we live. So this is our contestant for this question. This is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. And because I haven't read a single thing from Throne of Glass, I have absolutely no idea where this takes place. No idea whatsoever. So let's quickly move along. I'll find out eventually, but no idea. No idea whatsoever. Next question is, without looking, what are the parents' names? Now the probability of me knowing this is very slight. Shelf number 5. Okay, so this once again. And book number 42. This is number 42, which is Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. I did not enjoy this book, and I have absolutely no idea of the parents' names. No idea whatsoever. You could have landed here. I know Clary's mother, I know Clary's father, I know Jace's parents as well. Isabel, Alec, I know so many of those parents. And you land here, a book I read like 6 years ago. Okay, next question is, without looking at the hardback, what color is the book under the dust jacket? So let's see if we even land on a hardback. So, shelf number 2. So my unread shelf, I don't have a lot of hardbacks there, so let's see. So I had to do this like 4 times before I got to a number which was a hardback. And this is, what are you called? The House of Hades. And if I remember correctly, this book is red. I think you're red. I think you're red. You are kind of red. Not a true red, but like kind of red, like a burgundy. Without looking, is there anything on the hardback, like an imprint or an image of some sort? I don't know if I have one of those. Let's see. This is a hardback. It doesn't have a dust jacket on it, but it is a hardback. So let's, for the sake of time, let's count this. And the question is there anything like an imprint or an image? No. The only imprint or image that it has on the cover is the cover itself. So I say no. The next question is, without taking the dust jacket off, what is the color of the font on the hardback? Lady Midnight. And if I'm not mistaken, Lady Midnight is blue. The font of the hardback is blue. Yes, it is. There it goes. Beautiful and blue. Next up, we have, without looking, do the chapters have titles or are they just numbered? This will be just like the parents' question. I will have no idea whatsoever. This is George Orwell, Down and Out in Paris and London. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to say that the chapters are numbered. Let's see. They are! That's all they are. Oh goodness. Good. So as you can see, yes, numbered. You don't know this, but this is a workout. I have a little step so I can get to the higher shelves, and I am doing a workout. Yes, I am. Without looking at the book cover, does it have an award on it? Unlikely, but we'll check. So this 29 is my special edition of The Little Prince, and no, it doesn't have any award on the cover. Absolutely none. So easy to answer. Next up we have, without looking, does this book have any author blurbs on the front cover? That should be interesting. Okay, so I landed on City of Lost Souls. I'll take it out in a little bit. And it says, does it have any blurbs on the front cover? And it does, because this was an edition that I think the whole collection that I have of the Mortal Instruments is blurred by Stephanie Meyer. So yes, it does have an author blurb on the front. Yeah, I'm going to say yes, it does. Because I know for sure that City of Bones has a blurb. Yes, it does. Oh, good. Okay. Yes. Stephanie Meyer, author of Twilight. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I wasn't sure if this far along in the series that they were present, because I know the first two have them for sure. This one still does. Good. Good, good, good. Without looking, does the book have a description on the back? Oh, this is very hard not to look at it. So this is Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, and I think it has. Usually paperbacks do have the descriptions on the back, so yes, it does. Yes, it does. Now we have, without looking, does this book have an author photo. This is House of Earth and Blood. Let me think. This is an adult book. Adult books tend to have author photos on them. I'm going to guess, yes, it does have an author photo. Yes, it does have an author photo. There she is. Beautiful, yes. I'm so happy. Without looking it up, is this author using a pen name? This will be hard because I don't really know these things. Shelf number 5 once again, okay. Please be small. 9, oh, thank you God. 9. So we had 8 before, so 9. This is Again But Better by Christine Riccio, and she's using her real name. So no, she's not using a pen name. Without peeking, what POV is this book written in? Is it first person or third person? 46 is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. And this is told in third person. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The book is The Course of Love by an author that I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's Alain the Button? I'm not sure. This is one of my favorite books, but I've only read it once, so I'm planning on rereading it this summer to see if I still feel the same way. Without looking, are there any pictures or graphics in this book? From what I remember, there isn't anything beside words. Wonderful. Yes. Only words. Now, without looking, does it have an epilogue? So we landed on this book, which is Romeo and Juliet. Does it have an epilogue? No, it's a play. It doesn't have anything of the sort. And now the counterpart of that question is, without looking, does this book have a prologue? Number 20 is Just One Night by Gail Forman, which is a tiny ass novella, which will be a pain in the ass to get out of this. Okay, here she is. Does this have a prologue? I don't think it does. I'm going to say no, it doesn't. Yeah, this is literally just one chapter. Without looking, is this book signed? Now, the probability of me landing on the only book I have signed is slim to none, because I don't have book signed. Absolutely not signed. This is Susan Hill, I'm the King of the Castle. Without looking, do the page numbers have a design above or below them, or none at all? Page numbers. Shelf number 5, okay. And our contestant for the day will be, oh good, 9. So we already know 9 is Again But Better by Christine Riccio. Now, do the numbers have anything on them? I'm going to say, because this is contemporary, that it doesn't. That the numbers are just like numbers alone without anything of design on them. Oh good. Yes, I'm right. As you can see, focus on it, please. Yes. Page numbers alone, all by themselves. The book I landed on is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. The question is, do the chapter headers have designs on them? And because this is the edition I'm talking about, they don't. Because I remember that the text just continues. There's a little break in the text, but then it continues on. Without looking, once again, are the acknowledgements in the front or the back of the book? This is another one that can trip me because most often the acknowledgements are at the back, but I do have a couple of books that have them at the front. So the book I got is Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. And do the acknowledgements come at the front or the back? At the back. Yeah, I think this one is traditional in that sense. Yes, the acknowledgements come at the back. Now, without looking, what year was this book published? Once again, George Orwell, Down and Out in Paris and London. I mean, in this case, we have two possible dates because we have the date that this translated edition came out and the date that the actual book in English was published. So let's see if we get closer to any of those numbers. I'm going to say like this edition translated to Portuguese it came out in 2016, and the actual text came out in 19... Oh, this is so ignorant. I'm so sorry. I don't know when he was born, so I don't know when he lived. Let's say 1960s. Dumb on all accounts. So this edition, this translated edition, came out in 2003. This was first published in 1933. I learned something today. The final question is, without looking, what year did you read this book? Shelf number 2. Oh no, we can't have shelf number 2 because I have read nothing from that shelf, so let's do another one. Shelf number 4. My pride and joy. 19 is My Baby Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. And I read this, is it the first time? Yes, I'm going to assume the first time. I read this in 2016. I was right. At least we end on a high note. Counting the questions that I actually got right, out of 28 questions overall, I got 22 right. So I actually know my books pretty well. Overall, this was great fun. This was definitely my exercise for the day. And this was kind of an eye-opener in terms of how I organize my bookshelves, because if in the future I do decide to do another bookshelf tag or challenge of some sort, I'll have to rearrange things around, because this is not conducive to doing challenges where you need to access all of your books. But I hope it turned out all right. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye!